Hello, and welcome to my newest Let's Play of The Forgotten City. I just kind of randomly decided to start this one. I'm in the middle of a couple other ones, and I actually thought about starting 7 Billion Humans. I did start that. I recorded about an hour and a half, and that's very much like a puzzle game based around coding, and I find that I need to think too much and I can't talk at the same time. So it's just kind of getting tedious to kind of pause recording and all that kind of stuff. So we're going to play this one. I don't know a ton about it. I wanted it for a long time. So I know what's on the store page, but I really haven't delved into more of it because I don't want to spoil myself. I really like going into games without a really good idea of what I'm getting into. So this is going to be a brand new experience for me. I don't even really know the vibe. I literally just know what's at the top of the Steam store page. So, but I am really excited to get into it. So let's get started. I did just start and then I realized I needed to make sure that the sound balance was good. It seems like the sound changes a lot between really quiet or almost nothing and really loud. So I'm hoping that your guys' experience of it won't be too much either way. But just know if it does go quiet, it might just be the game. So I wanted to point out this part. It says, please help us avoid spoilers. Dear content creators, as you'll discover, this game is full of intrigue and plot twists. Please give your audience a spoiler warning before sharing content from beyond the White Hallway so that interested players can fully enjoy the experience for themselves if they wish to. So I'm giving you their warning. I'm passing it on that there's spoilers ahead. If you are wanting to play this game, I could see maybe watching the very beginning, but I personally wouldn't watch more than, maybe 20 minutes or something, especially in a game like this where it seems like the experience is the game, So we'll start a new game. So sorry about the puppy. I do want you guys to see this though. So usually I will pause the recording when he's barking, but there was that message on there. It was just basically saying that the developers are 3 people who made it over the course of 4 years, and they appreciate your support. So.
Hey, you're alive. When I dragged you out of the river, I thought you were never gonna wake up. I checked your pockets for ID, a phone, maybe. I hope you don't mind. But all I found was some loose change. So, wanna tell me who you are?
Right. I like games where you get to customize who you are. I understand why some games don't do that, but I really like games that you get that option. So we are a Caesar coin, a different coin. I'm guessing that's male or female? I don't know who this is. I also don't think that's Caesar. I don't know. Alright. Oh, it says Nero right there. I can't read what this one says. Some Antonia? Alright. So we're gonna be Nero. And skin tone. Whoops! I didn't want to pick a skin tone yet. I was looking. I like that they have like multiple darker skin tones. Usually it's like 15 white skin tones and then you have like 3 dark options, and so I like that they have an equal amount. Well, I'm light brown, so let's go I'm light brown orangey, and this is perfect because I'm biracial, and for some reason biracial people who are black white have a very orange based skin tone, so this is actually very fitting. What should we call ourselves? We're gonna call ourselves Acheron. Technically that would be Acheron, but
Well,
I say Acheron.
it's nice to meet you. And I'm sorry to pry, but any idea why you were floating down the river? What's the last thing you remember?
I was searching for ancient ruins. Archaeologists. Years of studying history give you occasional insights into the ancient world. I was on a covert mission. You have a military-issued firearm, but only 10 bullets. You'll have to use them judiciously, since there's no way to get more. I was on the run from the law. Fugitive. Your time on the run from authorities has made you quick on your feet, and you're 25% faster when sprinting. Amnesiac. Your recent head trauma has increased your pain threshold, making you 50% harder to take down. I honestly wasn't really expecting fighting in this game. I don't know why. I was thinking it was more of a like discover puzzle type game, not a fighting game. Well, storytelling wise, because I'm very much a story leaning person, I kind of leaning toward the archaeologist. But I'm trying to figure out, I don't want the soldier. I don't care about the gun. So I'm leaning between like story wise or the like perks that it gives you. So 50% harder to take down sounds pretty impressive. 20% faster when sprinting. Given how I like to play games, if I can run away, I will. So that seems like it would be very useful. But also, years of studying history give you occasional insights into the ancient world. That could also be very useful. I think I'm leaning between storytelling, archaeologist, or fugitive, and I think between the perks, I'm leaning between fugitive and amnesiac. So fugitive's the only one that kind of has crossover on both, and I like the idea of being a fugitive. Not in real life, don't get me wrong, but in the game, that's a fun
Really?
story.
You know what? Don't answer that. I don't think I want to know.
I probably shouldn't have told you that, and now that I've told you, I'm going to need your phone and your money. Okay, we're not going to do that.
Look, you've just been through a trauma, so I'm gonna forget you said that. But you owe me, and I need a favor.
Sounds fair. Go on.
There are some ruins just behind you. Roman, I think. I need you to go in there and see if you can find a guy named Al for me. He went in there a few hours ago, and he hasn't come out. I've been freaking out, wondering if he's trapped or injured or worse. I would have gone in after him, but he made me promise to stay here, no matter what. There's no way I'm leaving without him, so I'm just kind of stuck here, waiting. What I mean is, I was hoping you wouldn't mind going in there to find him. If you can do that, I can get both of you back to civilization in my boat. Please?
Mind if I ask some questions first?
Oh, of course. Sorry, I don't mean to be pushy. What do you want to know?
What's your story? Who's Al? Where are we? What can you tell me about the ruins? Have you tried calling for help? Sure. Have you tried calling for help?
You could hike a long, long way in any direction and never find another soul. Trust me.
Alright, what's your story?
Oh, there's not much to tell. Feels like I've spent my whole life in a dead-end job with an endless commute. Know what I mean?
You're not even going to tell me your name?
Oh, I'd rather not say if it's all the same to you.
I'd really like to know, especially if I'm going to be helping you. Or why don't you want to tell me? Or never mind, I don't care that much. I'm going to say I'd really like to know.
All right, fine. Sorry if I sounded cagey, it's just that I don't always get the best reactions when I introduce myself. My name's Karen.
All those Karen memes have really ruined that name. Aw. I can't believe that's made its way into a game. I'm just gonna say thanks for saving my life.
You're welcome. Always happy to help. Was there anything else you wanted to ask?
I keep reading that as AI, and I feel like that's just really telling for where we're at in society right now, that I can't read that as Al. I just keep thinking it's AI. Alright, who is Al?
He's the guy who washed up on the riverbank not long before you did. I thought maybe you two knew each other. I guess not.
She's
But
just finding
maybe
dudes
the two of you
washing
can
up.
piece together what you're doing here. In any case, you'll like him, I'm sure. Once you find him, that is.
Where
You
are we?
really don't remember? We're in Italy. This river is the Tiber.
What can you tell me about the ruins?
Not much, really. But imagine what you might find in there. Priceless ancient artifacts.
I'm kind of I'm kind of wondering if I chose wrong, because I kind of want to be an archaeologist, but I don't like the ability, so I just need to stick with it. I do this so often. I start playing a game and then I'm like, but what about that other option? And then I go back and I restart, and usually I actually am happy with the second option, but we're just going to stick with this one. I'm just like, do I really want to be a fugitive? Alright, that's all the
Great.
questions I had.
So you're ready to go look for Al?
I'm going in for the priceless artifacts, but I'll keep an eye out for him. Or alright, I'm in, or I'll pass. I'm going to go alright, I'm in.
Thank you. The entrance is just past those columns behind you. Please, hurry. Oh, and he left this here. But I think you'll need it more than I will.
A heavy-duty battery-powered flashlight. Drag to examine the item, or take the item. New main goal, quid pro quo. Enter the ruins. Use WASD to move. Ooh, this might be one of those games that gives me motion sickness. Which means if it is, that there's going to be a limit on how long I can play. I was asleep on this not long ago. It smells of campfire smoke and sweat. An old wooden rowboat. Karen must have used it to rescue me from the river. Is there any, like, loot I can pick up? Or are we just examining stuff?
Back already? What's up? Thanks
No, be
again.
going there.
And please, hurry.
Tip. Use mouse. Oh. There we go. Mouse wheel. It looked like it was saying mouse wheel up, but it meant mouse wheel down. Alright, ruins. Enter the ruins. I love ancient Roman culture and Greek culture, so arrested metal torch, which must have been lit by Al. I'm going the right way. I really read that, almost read that as must have been lit by AI. But I was starting to say I really, really love the history, and so there may very well be a lot of times where I just stop and look at stuff, because like in Assassin's Creed Odyssey, oh, I spent so much time just wandering around looking at the recreated places. Also with a name that I chose like Acheron. Makes sense, right? That I like Greek history, Greek mythology. As well as Roman. Alright. Use down to lower your flashlight. I'm trying to find out if this is the kind of game that has like little secret items hidden around, but I'm not seeing anything that's kind of training us to be looking out for those kinds of things. So, alright, read.
If you're reading this, it means I've discovered the entrance to an ancient Roman city hidden deep underground. Its existence is long forgotten, all knowledge of it lost, except in the Latin inscription here. It reads, "You who wish to enter the city, step forth and be judged. The virtuous shall be rewarded with eternal life in paradise. The wicked shall find themselves showered in gold, but in vain, for this shall be their final resting place." Could an underground city have remained a secret for all this time? The people have survived down there, against the odds. It seems there's only one way to find out. If I'm not back in an hour, I'm somewhere on the other side. Consider this an invitation. Or a warning.
Oh shit. I was not expecting that. I thought I was gonna have to click something. The water is pretty.
Alworth.
So we're still doing that thing where we're checking to see if they have secret items hidden around. I'm going to keep doing it until I'm fairly convinced that that's not what this game is about. Because you don't want to miss anything. You know, you don't want to get into the game and have areas be locked off to you, and it's like, oh, the most powerful item in the game or something that told you really important information was there in this first area and you had to look around for it. In hastily scrawled Latin graffiti, I can't translate it yet. Oh, it's hasty. Meminisse semper vigilavant. So always vigilant. Remember, always vigilant. I don't know what memnisse means, but I know semper is always. And vigilavant seems like it could be vigilant. Well, I hear somebody sharpening a sword or something. I don't know what that means. I think hick means with. Hick means with. I did actually take Latin for a semester, but I was not particularly good at it. I forgot about the flashlight. Oh. Is this where they said you'll leave? You'll be... What does name? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? That's what that says. They said you'll be covered in gold, but you'll never leave this place. Are these the people who were covered in gold? Showered in gold? Because they all look like they're not in... They're all in states of distress, running, trying to stop something. I'm thinking those might be the people, the wicked, the unworthy. You can hear me, I think. Or I hear you. I think it's you can hear me or I can hear you. A young Roman woman in a pose of lamentation. What is she lamenting? Regret? Not lamenting regret. Lamenting, like... Lamenting means regret. Oh, this guy got pretty far. Look at him. He was caught while running. A Roman gladiator mid-stride. What could have made a gladiator flee? I thought it was somebody sharpening a sword or something, but I hope it's not like a statue moving, grinding against the ground. Something move. A young Roman woman that looks like she was begging for her life. Oh, here. Oh, wait, no. I thought that was somebody on the ground, like, moving, like... Oh, shit. Lots of people showered in gold, huh? Vigilant, right? Maybe it means something else entirely. I'm gonna be guessing at what all the Latin means, so forgive me if I'm super off. I don't want to miss any of these that have stories to tell. She also was begging for her life. I don't want to be showered in gold. Am I going to be considered wicked, or... You can give me relief, release, maybe? You can give me, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, let me make up for my sins? Roman military commander attempting to scramble away from something. What happened to the scraping? Did we miss that one? Prohibited. They were prohibited. They were stopped. Oh, what's he looking back at? Al really lit every single sconce, didn't he? Something died. Pretty water, though. A golden statue of an old man wearing modern clothing. This must be Al, but how is that possible? Wait, this is... Why would you think that's Al? I would not see that and be like, oh, this is Al. I would see that and be like, what the fuck? Who is this out?
This, I'm sorry you had to find me like this. And worse, that you'll suffer the same fate I did. I've spent a lifetime in this place, going around and around in circles, searching for a way out. The inscription was right. There is no way back. And here there are only two options. Death, or that godforsaken doorway into the past. I made the mistake of stepping through it. I wanted to set things right. And I tried. I really tried. Whatever I did, it took me right back to the beginning. Don't make the same mistake. Better to end it all now and find out what awaits you beyond that portal.
He said he tried to find a way back. Sorry, my curiosity makes me want to be like... He said he tried to find a way back, but can't you just walk back? Or did he mean, you know, like... Once he... Alright, whatever. I'm not going to go all the way back. I wonder if I should have taken the perk that made you harder to kill. Because I'm not much of a fighter. A young Roman woman in a state of panic. Oh, here's the pretty water. We were there, now we're here. You would think that Al wouldn't be the only person that was like more modern, or that they would have modern people from throughout history that would have found this. You can help me, or you can hear me. I don't know which one now. A Roman man on his knees is begging his gods for mercy. Off we go. Tap P to enter photo mode in game. Use up to raise your flashlight. Use mouse wheel to cycle through your flashlight and weapons. To see the objective markers for a given quest, click the eye icon beside it. F5 to quick save, F9 to quick load. I'm just going to read all of these tips while this is very slowly loading us in. Hold shift to sprint. At least they are using intuitive keybinds. I hate when games use keybinds that you're very much not used to, and you either have to go rebind them or learn the new game's keys. I always rebind them because I like predictability. Okay, let's inspect. A Roman relief depicting a great circular portal and two women. I wonder who they could be. Does it give me, like... I was going to ask if it gave me new clothes, but... This is where we just came out of. But... when it wasn't in complete ruins. Neat.
Salve, friend. I'm Galerius. Mind telling me who you are and what you were doing in the Shrine of Proserpina?
I'm Asheron, and I've just come from the future. Wait, are you speaking English? Shrine of Proserpina? I'm Asheron, and I got lost.
No idea what you're talking about. Oh, wait. Are you a bit, you know, not right in the head? That's all right, friend. Everyone's welcome here. We sort of lose track of the date down here, but it feels like the beginning of spring to me, so I'd say early March? It's 817 AUC. Sorry, you look confused. 817 years since the founding of Rome. Which part of the Empire are you from, exactly?
No, this doesn't help me. Is this before or after Christ? Also, sorry, I was too busy reading. I didn't read them out loud. I'm going to ask that because I think it's funny.
Hey, not so loud. Just saying that name could land you in trouble here. If you haven't heard, his cultists burned down half of Rome last year. Horrible business. I heard Nero executed some of them, but a lot of people are still angry with them, even down here. So, if you're one of them, keep it to yourself. But listen, most folk seem a bit confused when they get here, but you seem very lost, and in more ways than one. So, let me make this nice and simple for you. Live by our law here, and we'll all get along just fine. Not laws, law. There's just one, the golden rule, and the punishment for breaking it's, well, it's kind of horrific. But our magistrate insists we take all newcomers to see him, so I guess I'll let him fill you in. So then, you coming?
Alright, lead the way.
Follow me. When I first arrived, I couldn't believe there were people living down here. But, as you can see, we've got a nice little community now.
Oh, I should have asked him why he was speaking
23 of us
English.
at the moment, if you count the 3 who are missing. No idea how, since nobody knows a way out. But it's just big and dark enough to get lost in, if you're not careful.
Aren't you going to introduce me to your handsome new friend, Galerius?
Keep it in your loincloth, Aurelia. I'm taking him to see the magistrate.
That pompous old bore won't be magistrate for much longer. Anyone who helps vote him out today drinks at my bar for free tonight.
Politics. I'd stay clear of it and her, if I were you. She's, it's not my place to say. Down on your right is our farm, where I grow all the food you'll ever want. As long as all you want is leek, cabbage, and wheat. Huh. That one usually gets a chuckle.
The bloodless shadows wander without flesh or bone.
Ah, don't mind Livia. She means well. She's just been in a bad place since... Well, you know, I don't know what happened to her. Up here on your right is the chasm. If you've got a weapon, it belongs way down at the bottom. Up on your left is the forum, where you can visit the market or get yourself patched up in Lucretia's clinic in the Shrine of Apollo. Most of us have almost nothing, just what we had on us when we arrived, and what we've been able to make and scrounge up since. And this central plateau is where the magistrate and the other patricians live, so don't expect a warm welcome.
Hilarious. You're meant to be working the farm, not trudging dirt into the villas.
Take it easy, Horatius. I was just taking our new friend here to see the magistrate.
Well, he's asked me to escort the newcomer personally. The farm. Go. Now.
You'd better go with him. But just remember, they're not like you and me. Don't let them use you.
What was that? What did you just say?
I said it'll take some getting used to.
Yeah, I'm watching you, farm boy. Greetings, citizen. My name's Horatius. Magistrate Sentius asked me to escort you to him personally. Follow me, please.
I'm wishing that I had asked Galerius about why he spoke English. I didn't realize that he was modern as well. So I figured that if I asked him about speaking English, he was just going to be like, what are you talking about? I'm speaking Roman, and so... Roman. I'm speaking Latin, and so are you. So I just didn't bother. But now I wish I knew his story. But maybe he gave you a vague answer. What's this about?
I expect the magistrate wants to brief you about the Golden Rule. It shouldn't take too long. He's busy preparing for the election later today.
Alright, lead the way.
The only thing you really need to understand right now is the Golden Rule. Let me see if I can explain it this way. When I was serving in the Legion, if there was a mutiny brewing in one cohort, the legate in charge wouldn't waste time finding the bad apples among hundreds. They just divided us into groups of 10, made us draw straws, and whoever drew the short straw had to be executed by the other 9. Didn't matter whether he'd done anything wrong. One of us in 10 would die for the crimes of the collective. We call it decimation. If that seems like rough justice to you, you're in for a rude shock. Because the Golden Rule is exactly 10 times worse. The magistrate can explain the rest. Who's up these stairs?
Is that the real root of the word decimation? The fact that they have these statues all around is a bit macabre. If I am correct about what they are.
Whatever are you wearing? Oh, I wish Horatius would stop letting barbarians in here. What do you want?
What's your story? Do you know a way out of here? What do you think about the Golden Rule?
I'm Sentia, eldest daughter of the magistrate. But you'd know that if you'd been invited in here and introduced properly. What are you doing in here? And why are you dressed like that?
I'm not from
Really?
around here.
I'd never have noticed, what with your flawless accent, appropriate attire, and impressive mastery of our customs. Now, remind me, why are we having this conversation?
What do you think about the Golden Rule?
You know, some people say it's the creation of an all-seeing god who's watching everything we do. But what kind of an awful, incompetent god would let my sister go missing on his or her watch?
The kind we actually have. Fair question.
Did you hear that? Curse you, you coward! Where is my sister? What do you have to say for yourself? No response. Nothing. That's what I thought.
Is she mad at me? That was reckless, or, well, at least we know blasphemy doesn't break the Golden Rule. I like all these funny answers, but I don't know if they're going to get me in trouble, but that's what I'm going to select.
I'm telling you, this mysterious god of ours has to be asleep on the job. Either that, or, like people are saying, it really is just a children's fable my father is exploiting to frighten us into behaving.
I suppose we'll find out sooner or later.
I suppose we will.
Do you know of a way out of here?
Ugh, what is it with you people? You heard the rumor that my little sister escaped and figure I must know a way out too. Is that it? Well, that's just a stupid rumor. We have no idea what happened to Scintilla. I wish you mouth breathers would just leave me alone.
Can I help?
I don't know. Can you? Can you tell me how a person could have disappeared from a city with no exits and no crime? Was she snatched away by the harpies?
When did you last see her? Or Cynthia, Centilla, Scintilla? Why are your names all so similar? You look surprisingly relaxed about your sister's disappearance, and never mind. I'm gonna ask, when did you last see her?
It was 3 weeks ago. We ate our evening meal together, and I remember she seemed happy. In love. We went into our rooms, I went to sleep, and when I woke up, she was gone. That's it.
She was seeing someone?
I think so, yes. But she was very careful about keeping his identity a secret, even from me.
Why is that?
Because our father had plans to marry her off, eventually, and even a rumor about her attachment to some mystery man might have ruined those plans.
Is it possible her lover was involved?
I don't know, but it's been 3 weeks since she disappeared, and he hasn't come forward. That might speak to a guilty conscience. All I know is, whoever he is, he's still here in the city.
Why are your names all so similar?
You really aren't from here, are you? All Roman women are named after their fathers. I think it's their way of branding us, like cattle to be sold at market. His family name is Sentius, so I'm Sentia because I'm the eldest, and my little sister is formerly Sentia Minor, but she is affectionately known as Scintilla.
You look surprisingly relaxed about your sister's disappearance.
Why? Because I'm on this couch and not pacing about the villa, wasting energy. I hope you're not insinuating I'm somehow pleased with her disappearance.
Are you?
Oh,
I don't want to bluff or lie yet.
Get out of my villa and never speak to me again.
Okay, Cynthia. The carrots are purple, as they were before modern orange carrots were cultivated. Wonder how much trouble I'm going to get in for poking around. It's no doubt unpleasant cooking with such poor ventilation, but Romans probably regard that as their servant's problem. Oh, it's no doubt unpleasant cooking, not unpleasant cooking. Slightly different inflection. A Roman fire shovel made out of bronze. It smells like ash. Leave item. Apparently I can't keep it. I tried. Bust, a sculpture of Ares, the great god of war, known to the Romans as Mars. Sorry, I was laughing at her. I love Ares. He's one of my favorite gods. Small vial containing a rudimentary perfume made from flowers and oil. Is she gonna get like super mad at me if I poke around? Cynthia's journal. Cynthia believes everyone is entitled to their secrets. Dear Diary, today my father suggested I write a diary as a way of keeping myself occupied while we all deal with the sudden and devastating disappearance of my sister. As a dutiful daughter, of course I shall oblige. The following pages contain my innermost secrets. I know you're reading this, Father. I may be young, but do not think me stupid. We're all entitled to our secrets. That's funny. This game is pretty funny, to be honest. A rest jar containing some sort of powder for makeup. Oh, okay, well, we definitely don't want to be trying to steal yet.
Horatius, there's a horrid barbarian sneaking around in our villa.
Scintilla to Cynthius and Cynthia, may Clementia give you the strength to forgive me. I'm sorry to have to leave you this way, but I have found a way to escape, and I must take it. I hope we meet again someday. can I take it? Shit, I can. A ceramic ink jar. The ink appears to be made from soot and water. I like all the little details that they put in this. For being just a 4-person project, or a 3-person project, actually, I think they did a really good job. The brass has been polished into a rudimentary mirror, which has been used for applying makeup. Okay, as a barbarian, I should probably stop poking around. So it's a perfume one again. Oh. Yeah, okay, we already looked at the cosmetic jar. Okay, whoops. Alright, I'll stop poking around. Stop being pissy.
Do I need to ask Horatius to escort you out of here? Get out, you horrid barbarian!
I wonder if she would hate me regardless of what I said, or if I just picked the wrong options because I was being funny. Alright, let's not poke around up here and get in trouble.
We're finally alone. I assume you already know who I am. May I know your name?
Yeah, my name is Greek.
A curious name to match a curious accent. But I digress. Something about your demeanor gives me the urge to caution you against doing anything, shall we say, unlawful while you're here. Is that understood?
Sure,
Now,
why not?
You're probably wondering why I summoned you, and I'll get to that. But first, take a look at this wondrous place, would you? A secret city built deep in the mountains, many hundreds of years ago.
It's beautiful.
Indeed. More importantly, consider the miraculous community we've built here over the last 7 months.
777.
Complete strangers brought together by the fates, living and working together in our own little paradise. And in all that time, not a single sin has been committed. No fights, no theft, nothing. Have you ever witnessed something so extraordinary as a city without sin?
I'm wondering if the 7 thing is significant or just coincidence. And also, that's crazy. This has only been 7 months. I'm so confused. Can't say I have.
Nor could I until I came here. But the reason for this miracle is as simple as it is terrifying. If even one person commits a sin here, every last one of us will die.
Oh, wow.
You see, the builders of this place, whoever they were, left inscriptions warning, "The many shall suffer for the sins of the one." From what we can gather, breaking the law here will anger the gods and provoke a terrible punishment. Like the curses of Medusa and Midas combined, turning us all to gold. We've come to call it the Golden Rule. It's extraordinary that we've survived as long as we have, and each day I grow more and more afraid that our time in the sun is almost up. And now it seems that day is finally here. All that matters is that somebody in this city is about to break the Golden Rule. Why else would Proserpina send you now? Unless you and I can stop them, our doom is assured. I know that's a lot to take in, and you look like you have questions. Please, ask away.
What counts as a sin here?
An intelligent question. There was a good deal of debate about that in our first weeks here. Does it refer to crimes, or to some other ill-defined wrong? Of course, everyone agrees on the basics. No theft, no assault, and certainly no murder. But beyond that, it was more difficult to reach a consensus. What about lying, insulting someone, blasphemy, trespass, trying to escape, bribery, infidelity, suicide? As magistrate, I had to exercise leadership, and so I made a decision. We must uphold the laws of the Empire, to a standard never before seen. And we must honor the peace of the gods, the sacred accord between the gods and the people of Rome. It is only by offering the gods the proper respect that we may prosper, as Rome has for centuries.
Makes sense to me, or I'm not sure if that's a good idea. What is legal isn't always moral, and many of your laws and customs are considered barbaric where I'm coming from. I'm gonna say that.
Barbaric? Barbaric? What are you talking about? The Empire is the most civilizing force in the known world. Rome is a beacon of light in the darkness. For 800 years she has borne great statesmen, philosophers, poets, artists and engineers. We have comprehensive laws protecting the rights of our citizens, which have unified countless warring tribes all across the Mediterranean and beyond, from Gallia to Judea. All our citizens are treated the same, regardless of the color of their skin or their sexual preference. Can you say the same? When our people are starving, they are given food rations, and when they are wronged, they have the right to bring the guilty party before the magistrate. Our laws forbid treason, murder, assault, and rape, as well as theft and arson, and so on. No other civilization in the world is so advanced, and you have the hubris to call us barbaric?
Alright, so you could say my mistake. Don't your laws allow slave ownership? Don't your people watch blood sports for entertainment? Don't women have fewer rights than men? Don't you persecute Christians? Don't you practice collective punishment? Ooh, I'm torn between collective punishment and slave ownership. I think I'm gonna go with slave ownership.
Of course. What else would we do with those prisoners of war who would otherwise have been executed? And besides, there are laws for their protection as well.
Alright, so we can still ask more questions. So now I'm gonna say, don't you practice collective punishment?
Are you talking about our practice of decimation? Of course. We could hardly unite all these warring tribes without a disciplined, formidable legion.
Don't your people watch blood sports for entertainment?
On occasion. But our gladiators are almost all volunteers seeking glory, or condemned prisoners who would have been executed anyway. I do not see the harm.
Don't women have fewer rights than men?
Of course, but with fewer rights come fewer responsibilities, and the right to be protected by their fathers and husbands.
Don't you persecute Christians?
You mean the blasphemous cult responsible for burning down half of Rome last year? It's hard to blame the people for being angry about that.
Where I'm from, we consider those things to be abhorrent.
Well, right now, you're a long, long way from home. I have made my pronouncement on the subject. Unfortunately, there are still those here who resist, whispering blasphemous and treasonous lies in the shadows. I would be keeping a close eye on them if I were you.
Alright. Why can we understand each other? I don't speak Latin.
You mean you couldn't speak Latin before you arrived here? How strange.
That's what I was thinking the other guy would say.
The gods are active here, and their temples and shrines hum with power like nowhere else in the Empire. Perhaps when Proserpina brought you here, she planted the seed of Latin in your mind so that you could better serve her.
Perhaps.
An unbeliever, then? If you come up with a better explanation, I'll be interested to hear it.
What did you mean when you said Proserpina sent me?
You see, in my search for a way to save my people, I learned of an ancient ritual to Proserpina, the goddess of the cycle of life and renewal. It's said to open a doorway in time, so that if the unthinkable happens, one person can pass through it and travel back to the past. And when I saw you arrive in a flash of light from the goddess's shrine, I knew that person was you. You don't belong in our time, do you?
You're right. I'm from 2,000 years in the future.
2,000 years? That is unfathomable. Please, tell me, in your time, What did you see? What had become of us? Of this city?
You'd all been turned into golden statues. Well, that's probably not the best thing to say. So I'll just say I didn't see anything.
Lie all you want, but I see the truth in your eyes.
So I didn't connect that in the modern time it was all these guys, because also these guys have statues, golden statues. So how would they have statues if it's them that are also out in the ruins, right? That doesn't make sense. All right, how does the ritual work?
All I can tell you is that it's a ritual sacrifice to Proserpina. I stumbled across instructions. I have to recite a prayer, and of course, as with all rituals, some sacrifice is involved. Usually that means wine or food, or in some cases a live animal. In this case, the sacrifice is rather more costly. The life of the person performing the ritual. I don't suppose you saw any sign of me in the future?
I did see human remains in the temple.
I assume that was me. If I'm forced to perform the ritual, it's going to cost me everything. You'll try to make sure I don't need to use it, won't you?
I'll do my best.
Well, I suppose that's all I can ask for.
Why can't you investigate?
Well, I believe you're in the best position to go around asking people questions. You're new here, and it'll seem perfectly normal. As for me, well, it pains me to say my attempts to impose order have not earned me many friends. I fear I may not even remain magistrate after today's election. The people here would only treat my curiosity with suspicion. You shouldn't have that problem, though, unless, of course, you get off on the wrong foot.
Fair enough. All right, I have to stop asking questions that are going to piss people off. I suppose I should treat this game like every choice that you make, every conversation choice actually matters, and not just cycle through or just pick the funniest one. All right, do you have any suspects?
Do you ever stare at a problem for so long that you can't see it for what it is anymore? What's needed here is a fresh pair of eyes. The less I prejudice the independence of your investigation, the better.
I don't hate him. Given what we learned about him so far, I kind of thought that he was going to be this really big asshole, but, I mean, other than having Roman values and perspectives, he seems like a decent guy. I guess I'll find out more. Do you think it could be related to Scintilla's disappearance?
Ah, so you know about that already. It's a devastating loss, of course, but that was over 3 weeks ago, and whatever happened to her, it didn't break the golden rule, so I don't think it's connected with our imminent demise. Still, if you happen to find her and return her to me, I would be eternally grateful.
That sounds possessive. I don't want to make him mad by saying, how do I know you're not the person responsible? I kind of want to say this. Alright, I'm going to say this first. Come on, tell me what you really think.
All right. There are those who wish to vote me out of office so that they can pursue their own misguided political agenda. Frankly, their selfishness and recklessness risk destabilizing the entire city. I would be looking very carefully at them if I were you.
If I do this, will you help me get back to my own time?
If I understand Proserpina's ritual correctly, that problem should take care of itself. Let me see if I can explain. If you manage to prevent the sin that breaks the golden rule, I won't need to bring you here. I won't create the portal, and you will never have been able to come here. Thus, you'll have created a paradox. If this occurs, you should be flung back to your own time, having changed the past for all of us. Make sense?
I think so. That's all the questions I had.
So, Are you with me? Can I count on you to figure out who's about to break the golden rule?
Doesn't seem like I have much of a choice.
I don't suppose you do. But I'm hoping that even if you're not burdened with a sense of self-sacrifice, you'll at least see the sense in self-preservation.
Good point. I'm in.
Now, I need you to investigate the city, talk to everyone, help them if it'll win their trust. I authorize you to enter private homes and inspect possessions and documents, unless, of course, you're asked to leave. Figure out who the culprit is, and as soon as you have a name, come back and tell me immediately.
Alright, I'll get started.
One last thing. If I were you, I'd start my investigation by visiting Lucretia at the Shrine of Apollo in the Forum. I heard wailing from there not long ago. Seems like something's not right.
Alright, so I'll get right on it. This will prioritize the new quest, showing its objective markers only. I'll see what I can do. I assume it does not do that. I'll say I'll get right on it. I'm fine. So I could very much see it being him, right? That seems like it would make really good sense, that you do all this investigation and then ultimately you come back and you tell him, oh, it's you. You're going to break the rule. And then he tries to kill you or something. Right, wouldn't that be... I feel like that's kind of traditional for these kinds of games. Alright, no from Scintilla. Scintilla expresses gratitude to Sentius for adopting her. Scintilla to Sentius. May Jupiter Optimus Maximus continue to protect and guide you. Thank you for making me your daughter, and for the lovely birthday pendant. I promise I will wear it always. I feel so safe and fortunate to have you as my father and Sentia as my sister. I sense you've been feeling apprehensive about the election next month, but if you can just show them the strong and dependable man I know you to be, you'll be re-elected. I'm sure of it. I mean, I did, again, I kind of got the vibe that he doesn't seem to be a bad guy, but... Librarium. A small household shrine where ancient Romans offered daily prayers for protection. So this is going to be so much looking around and clicking on things.
Do I need to ask Horatius to escort you out of here? Get out, you horrid barbarian!
Okay, I thought she might have more to say.
What now?
What's your story?
I'm a legionary of the First Italica, but there's not a lot of fighting down here. So the magistrate has assigned me other duties. I act as the magistrate's right-hand man, keeping an eye on his daughter, I should say, and the others, and making sure they're all behaving. I also keep a register of new arrivals.
How did you end up here?
I'm from Liguria, up north originally. I was doing all right for myself, 12 years into my service. Had a nice girl lined up for when it was all over. Not anymore. She's probably figured I'm long gone and moved on by now. I try not to think about it. My commander sent me to deliver a message to Rome. While I was there, I thought I'd do something nice for my girl, and pick up a little pendant from a silversmith. That's when the crowd started flooding through the streets, shouting fire. People were screaming, trampling each other. Then some Genetricum fugitive tried to take advantage of the chaos and pinch my pendant. I remember chasing him through the crowds, down towards the river. And then, nothing. Blacked out and woke up near here. No idea how I ended up floating so far downriver. But I'm fortunate to be alive, I suppose.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Ah, don't be. As Seneca the Younger said, difficulty strengthens the mind, as labor does the body. That said, Scentilla's disappearance has been more difficult than I'd care to admit.
Ooh, was he the one dating her? What can you tell me about the magistrate?
He's one of the better commanders I've ever had, that's for sure. Good stoic. Lives by Seneca's words. Treat your inferior as you would wish your superior to treat you. Can't ask for much more than that.
Do you know a way out of here?
I went around asking the same questions when I first arrived. Never did find a way out. But I learned how to accept my situation. To bear trials with a calm mind robs misfortune of its strength and burden. That's from Seneca the Younger, if you're interested.
He's really focused on Seneca. Can I see the citizen register?
I don't see why not. Just make sure I get it back by tomorrow.
It's a register of each person in the city in alphabetical order. Alright, well, I don't think this is going to be super useful right now, but it'll probably be useful later. What do you think about the Golden Rule? We already asked him this, right? Well, I guess we'll ask again.
As I always say, it's kind of like a divine version of the practice of decimation in the Legion. By threatening to execute 1 in 10 men, the idea is to ensure order and discipline among everyone. And it works. If you knew you could be executed because your brother-in-arms is planning a mutiny, well, you'd bloody well watch him like 100-eyed Argus, wouldn't you? Because your only chance of saving yourself is to stop bad things before they happen. Makes us all responsible for keeping each other in check. It's brutal, of course, but effective. The Legion wouldn't be the most formidable force in the world without it.
Where I'm from, that would be considered collective punishment, which is a war crime. I think I'm just going to ask if he's saying he's in favor of it.
What's done is done. I was forced to execute my brothers in arms, and those memories will always visit me in my sleep. But life is harsh, and I've come to accept my lot. As with the Golden Rule, I don't have any control over it, so railing against it would be like trying to stop the seasons or the tides. As Seneca the Younger wrote, true happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future, not to amuse ourselves with either hopes or fears, but to rest satisfied with what we have, which is sufficient. For he that is so wants nothing.
Alright, okay, I'll just say this. Where I'm from, that would be considered collective punishment, which is a war crime.
War crime? Isn't that a contradiction in terms? As Cicero said, in times of war the law falls silent.
Our worlds are very different.
Seems that way. War crimes. Ridiculous.
Let's talk about something
If you
else. Who are you going to vote for?
Not that it's any of your business, but my loyalty is and always will be with Sentius. Unfortunately, I don't think my vote is going to make any difference today. See, Domitius has been going around town, shoring up votes for Malleolus with lies, bribery and intimidation. The man's a savage, but he's a gladiator, so people fear and respect him more than they should. Sentius knows about it, of course, but he doesn't have the same rat cunning as Malleolus. This place will be different with that sleaze at the helm. But I try not to worry about things I can't change.
Seems like they can get away with quite a lot without disrupting this Golden Rule, if he can do that. Alright, can I help?
I appreciate the thought, but you're new here, and I just can't see how you could make an impact in the time between now and the election this afternoon. In any case, if you're interested in the election, go and have a chat with Equitia, the Vestal Priestess. She'll be overseeing proceedings.
Alright, I'll be going now.
All right?
I mean, is that democracy in action if I'm trying to rig the election for the person I've decided I want to win? I guess it's balancing out him rigging the election in the other way, but... Yeah, see, if this is the citizens of this city because somebody sins, then why would they have the statues as well? Right, how do I get over there? Oh, that's the magistrate.
Ave.
Ave.
Fresh meat, huh?
Stranger. The game says you're supposed to talk
What
to
were you
people,
two
so I'm talking to
talking about?
everybody. Sorry, what?
Don't play dumb. I saw you. Having a shady little chat with old man Sentius up on his balcony. What's he offering you? Money? Favours? What's your vote worth to him?
He wasn't trying to buy my vote.
What? You're throwing your lot in with him for free, then? That's even worse. Mark my words, Malleolus is gonna be magistrate by the end of the day. And if I tell him you've sided with that feeble old has-been, that you've been trying to undermine his hard-won victory, you'll have picked the wrong patron. Got it?
I don't care about
Good.
the election.
Then stay out of it. Nobody likes Caput Murday foreigners interfering in an election.
Fine. Mind if I ask some questions?
Can't hurt.
What's your story?
My name's Domitius. You want to get to Malleolus, you go through me.
Oh, there we go. We met him already. I figure we're going to be able to go back and say that we'd like to meet him, so why are you dressed like
Why?
a gladiator?
Because I am a gladiator. That's why.
Okay, but you're nowhere near an arena.
You want to see me fight? Keep running your mouth, fatuous cunners.
Do you know a way out of here?
When Malleolus wins the election, yeah, this place will change. You won't even want to leave. You'll see.
Alright, what do you think about the Golden Rule?
I think it's gone on long enough, and Malleolus is going to put an end to it once he's elected.
Sorry, my foot is injured and I just moved it. How's he gonna do that?
He's going to announce it in his victory speech. Just you wait and see.
Well, I don't trust him, so I don't know if I want to say, sounds great, can I help in some way? But maybe I can find out more information, so I guess I should say that.
We've already lined up the votes he needs to win. Just stay out of our way, and we won't have a problem.
Should I ask him who he's gonna vote for?
Malleolus, of course. If old man Sentius can't even protect his own daughter, how can we trust him to protect us?
I like how this man's accent is like anything but Roman, Latin. I guess that's
Too
true for
bad.
all of them.
He's busy. Unless... No. You don't look like you could afford it.
Afford what?
I'm glad you asked. See, he's a busy man, and this is an important day. He'll be inside practicing his victory speech for tonight. Left me strict instructions he doesn't want to be disturbed. So if you want to see him, I'll need something valuable in return.
Isn't soliciting bribes a sin?
Bribe? That's such an ugly word. What I'm looking for is more of a tribute to me, your soon-to-be patron.
Alright, what do you want?
Dunno. Something good.
Forget it, I'll find another
If you
way.
set one foot in that villa without permission, I'll skin you alive, you Pusillus Cemitarius Mocus.
Pusillus Cemitarius Mocus. I wonder how potentially overwhelming this game is gonna get with so many things to explore and so many people to talk to, and you've got to like remember it all and piece it all together. These vines look climbable. Well, let's not get Domitius to kill us yet. I did say I was gonna go see what's her face at the temple of Apollo. Oh. Am I gonna get in trouble for being in here? I don't even know where I am. Is this the same description? Yeah, okay. Hey, it's the sound. Oh, thank you. Oh. So they were trying to guide me with the pretty butterflies. So who is it that's whispering to me? I thought it was a young boy, but I guess it could potentially be Scintilla as well.
A new face, Ave, and may Vesta watch over you. I
I'm Equitia. To what do I owe the pleasure of this visit?
She's... Somebody told us to talk to her. Was it Domitius?
Oh my. I take it people are quite direct where you're from. I suppose it's quite charming in its own way. Usually, however, you wouldn't simply march up to a Vestal priestess and without due formality or courtesy ask, "What is your story?"
Sorry, what should I have done?
The proper approach would be to arrange an introduction through a mutual acquaintance in high office, by which time you would already know how to address me. And then you would find a way to satisfy your curiosity rather more indirectly. But to be honest, I've often thought what an unnecessarily formal way to communicate that is. So, let's do it your way. You just keep being yourself and ask whatever you like. It'll be a refreshing change.
Nice. Alright, how did you end up here?
You know, I'm not entirely sure. But what about you? How did you end up here?
A young woman named Karen dragged me out of a river unconscious and sent me in here.
Karen, you say? And nothing about that name seemed odd to you?
It's an older name, but not uncommon where I'm from. Or it carries negative connotations where I'm from. I think I see where this is going. Well, I'm kind of curious what she's going to say, so I'm going to say I think I see where this is going.
You do? Well then, have you spoken with any of the others about how they arrived here too? I really think you should. Go around and ask them what they remember, and see if you notice any patterns.
Alright, I'll do that.
Good. Thank you. But please be careful. I just don't want to see what happened to Livia happen to you too.
What happened to Livia?
Up until a few weeks ago, she was a perfectly productive member of our little community, darning clothes and cutting hair. She was always so chatty, always seeking out newcomers and asking them where they were from and how they wound up here. And then, about a month ago, she suddenly changed. She withdrew, stopped working and became despondent, started muttering to herself. Galerius and I visited her to see how we could help, but she just looked at us with this haunted stare, called us bloodless shadows, and told us we were ignorant of some pattern. Look, it could be unrelated. Perhaps she simply fell ill. Or, as Galerius suggested, the weight of the Golden Rule was too much for her. But there is a small chance that she learned something, saw a pattern nobody else saw, and that it broke her. I just don't want to see that happen to you. So be careful, will you?
I'll be careful.
Thank you. Now, go and follow the thread of truth through this labyrinth, and come back to me if you discover any patterns.
I'll see what I can do. Alright, do you know a way out of here?
I don't, I'm afraid. It seems to me we're exiled here until the gods judge us, one way or another.
What do you think about the Golden Rule?
I'm quite sure it's the work of the gods, which is strange because they've never been particularly concerned with our misdeeds, as long as we've kept the peace of the gods. We asked for blessings, for good health, bountiful harvest, military victory, and in return, we offer praise, wine, incense, or animals. But here, it seems they require much more of us. I find myself reminded of an especially pertinent tale from our great poet Ovid in his epic Metamorphoses. Would you like to hear it? It is rather long.
Did we do this? Sure. Maybe it's important.
Wonderful. It goes like this. Baucis and Philemon were an old married couple living a humble life in a small town. One night, the town gets a visit from a couple of vagrants. They go from door to door, asking for a place to stay the night. Of course, being vagrants, they're turned away sharply from house after house, 1,000 in all, until finally they come to the little cottage where Baucis and Philemon lived. Now the kind old couple had very little to offer, but nevertheless, They invite these strangers into their house and offer them food, wine, and a place to stay. Immediately, the guests make themselves at home. They begin gulping down the old couple's wine, so much so that Borsis, the old lady, begins to worry they're going to run out. And then she notices something strange. Her wine pitcher keeps refilling itself, as if by magic. Realizing only a select few possess such powers, says to her husband, Philemon, I think these men are gods in disguise. Immediately, the couple begins apologizing for offering such coarse wine, and the vagrants metamorphosize and reveal themselves to be Jupiter, the king of the gods, and Mercury, the trickster god. They confide they didn't mind the meager offerings. They were just pleased that someone in the town offered them hospitality. Then Jupiter says to them, you have passed our test, but everyone else in this city failed. So we are going to destroy this place and everyone in it, except you, who we will grant a wish. So old Borsis and Philemon escape up into the mountains safely, and they receive their wish, which is for eternity together. Meanwhile, Jupiter carries through with his threat and wipes that city off the map. Some say the moral of that story is that we must all honor the sacred rituals of guest friendship, the reciprocal obligations owed between hosts and guests. But I like to think it's that we should always show compassion for those less fortunate than ourselves.
We could say I agree, or perhaps it's that the gods might kill you at any moment for failing their test, and they don't even have to tell you what the rules are. I'm not going to say that. I don't want to piss her off, so I agree.
I'm pleased to hear it.
That was a cute story. Alright, what's the status of the election?
It must be completed by dusk, just the same as any other official business. It'll be between Sentius, the incumbent, and Malleolus, the challenger. Why do you ask?
Wow, that's a lot of questions. Can I nominate another? Could you imagine the hubris and just showing up and being like, what about me? What's your role in the election?
I'm responsible for announcing it and making sure the procedures are followed.
Who's allowed to vote?
All of the male citizens who are willing and able to attend, unless they're running, of course.
Can I vote then? Well, let's say the women can't vote.
That's just the way it's always been, I'm afraid. It never sat right with me, either. There are some women who can vote, Vestal priestesses like myself, but in this case, given my role overseeing the election, I've decided to abstain. I can't allow the perception that I'm being anything but fair and independent, but if it's any consolation, there are other ways to influence the outcome of an election.
Such as?
By using whatever gifts the gods gave you. Nothing untoward, of course.
Alright, I'm just gonna ask, can I nominate other candidates?
You can, assuming they're eligible and willing to accept the nomination.
I don't want to start the election now. There was another question that she asked, oh, it was just who's allowed to vote, and I was going to say, can I vote? But I'm sure the answer is yes, so I'm not going to worry about it. I've been asking people about how they wound up here.
And did you notice anything? A pattern?
Nothing really.
Oh, well then. Asking people how they wound up here. I don't want us to rush to any conclusions yet. Livia's fate weighs heavily on my mind, and dictates we should be sure. Yes, you should ask the others first.
Alright, I'll be going now.
Come back to me once you've acquainted yourself with the rest of our neighbors.
So there's 22 people that I have to ask, and there's like 15 to 20 questions apiece. So this is going to take a minute. So I think I'm going to stop here because this video is getting a bit long. I was right? So these are translated now. And I believe that they're saying the same exact things as they said as we were walking through the hallway. So when it said like me adire, I think that was I'm trying to help you. And then I said the one that said, can you hear me? And I can't remember some of the other things, but so I guess that some of them, and I got pretty close. I want to know where sword sharpening sound is coming from? I hear it whenever we're like close to the statues. Does that really have to do with them, or? Alright, well, we'll explore it in the next video. So I hope people like this and want to see me play this. If not, that's fine. I still plan on playing more Water Park Simulator, and I think one of the videos has 0 views and the other one has 2. So, you know, views aren't everything, but it is kind of fun when people do like something and interact and want to see more of it. So if you're watching this and you do, then please comment below. Let me know if you like the fact that I do every single conversation option. Although if you say you don't like it, that's still not going to change, because that's how I play games, especially games that are based around communication and finding things out. But yeah, so thank you for watching. Like I said, please comment if you got this far, and I appreciate you. Thank you.